Hi, you guys. Okay, Insecure Season 5, Episode 6. Tired. Okay. Okay, the episode picks up where it left off at last week with Issa seeing Nathan and Condolence at the hospital. Issa goes over to them and approaches them, and she's like, hey. So she says, first let me acknowledge how awkward this is. Consuela is like, yeah. And she see Issa is looking at the baby. The baby is so cute. Baby Eli is so cute. And she asks Issa, does she want to hold the baby? Now, I get in Condolence ass because, I throw shade at her name and everything. But right here at this moment, she looks so cute. Like, she has that new mommy glow, and she is just glowing. And I know her in real life, she just had a baby, and so that mommy glow is just popping on her. She looks good. Anyhow, Issa holds the baby, and she's just like, oh. And then she go and slam dunk the baby inside the laundry basket. And Condolence is like, what the fuck? And she kicks her ass in the dirty laundry as well. And I figured that this would be a dream of Issa's. I don't know why. I just figured that it would. But what part was a dream? Was the whole thing a dream, or just her seeing Lawrence at the hospital? Because the next scene we see that Issa went on his Instagram page and just was lurking, and we find out that Lawrence had actually moved back to LA, which he should. That's how he can be a father to his child. Next, Ethan and Nathan is having sex, and it's giving dry crackers down your throat with nothing to drink. Like, it's just no lube, just dry as shit. And she's riding him, and she's like, she's asking him, do you love it? Do you love it? He's like, yes, I love it. And she's like, what else do you love? And he was like, you want to change positions? And she's like, no, nigga, you not getting it. After sex, Nathan is talking about some white woman walking a coyote on a leash. Issa's still in her feelings because really what she wants is for Nathan to say, I love you too. And this is typical Issa. Like, she said she want to take things slow. She want to tread lightly, but you're pressuring him into saying something that, do you really want to pressure him into saying, I love you? Come on, Issa, you're a little too old for that. Just let it naturally happen. Issa's asked Nathan, do you have anything else you want to say? And Ethan is like, no. Issa went down to the hospital to help Molly out with her family. She got her Molly's family all their favorite food with their extra trimmings just the way they like it. Molly is burning Issa's up on FaceTime, and Issa answered the phone like, girl, what? I'm trying to feed your family. What do you want? Of course, Molly is just worried. She want to make sure everything is going right, and she feel guilty that she's out at her job retreat instead of there with her family. Issa tells her, look, chill out, girl. I got this. I got everything. Your father didn't even miss you. He's like, who, Molly, who? At the conference, Molly is just keep checking on her phone, so much so that her colleague is like, I know you're not on that phone working. And she's like, no, I was about to take a selfie, playing it off. So they said they play a game for everyone to loosen up, starting with the new people. What was their first impressions of them? So Molly said, well, her first impressions of them were they didn't really rock with her. And they tell her, well, you were right. I mean, you was the bitch asking where's the steamer while the rest of us go down to Starbucks. Was always talking about what your white law firm had compared to ours. Molly said, was I that bad? And they said, yes. But they also tell her, well, we like you now. Next group exercise was all lawyers has to take a shot. The next morning, Molly wakes up. Her shirt is halfway off. She's all confused, and she's like, what the hell? And then she sees a male watch, and she's like, what the hell's going on? She get dressed, go downstairs, get herself something to eat, trying to get herself her bearings together. And she see the group at the table, and she going on at the table, and she's like, strange thing happened. When I came out my room, I seen in the hallway on the floor, I seen this watch. Does anyone know who's this belong to? And Torian it belongs to Torian. I was like, oh shit. So Molly is like, she give him the look like, did we sleep together? And he was like, no, no. And so another one of her colleagues was like, oh, girl, you don't remember about last night? And she gets to showing Molly. And Molly was just letting loose. And I like the fact that, you know, Molly got to let loose. She been dealing with her mother and all of that for a long time. She's uptight. Well, she was uptight at this job. And maybe this is the retreat that she needed to balance herself out at work with her colleagues. As far as like putting her hair down and just be free a little. At work, I'm more uptight. Like, I don't know y'all bitches. I don't want y'all bitches in my name. But that's because the company is like, you know, you just don't trust everybody. But this one is all black. It's laid back. Man, yeah. I mean, yeah, Molly, you can loosen up with this crowd, it looks like. According to the video, when Molly got too much, Torian helped her back to her room and get her situated. Just how his watch got caught up in her bed. Torian says to Molly, can I get that watch back? It was my grandfather's. Issa is out in these streets, her and Koya, and they are looking for new clients for her company, The Block. And she's talking to a local black business, and she tells them that their sponsor, Nothing But Water, is excited to make them the face of their brand. The lady said, this is great. We were just talking about how we going to do our marketing. And one dude was like, The Block, where I know y'all from? Their other partner was like, wait a minute, The Block, y'all did that shit with Crenshaw, right? Well, yeah, Easter all amped. They like, yes, they know us by name, girl, yes. So say, yes, that will be The Block. Child, they was like, oh, I'm sorry, we're not sure this is for us. Thank you. Issa realized that she has to go down and have a conversation with Crenshaw because he is fucking up the thing on the damn with his Twitter fingers. Issa heads on down to Crenshaw's factory and institutionalized. He was like, hey, Issa the liar. And she was like, oh, I like the way you did that. I like how you did that. I see what you're doing. Issa gives him one of the brownies that she brought in as a peace offering. Tells him this is an olive branch. And he said, you have olives in these brownies? And she's like, no, it was like an olive branch. Say, I'm sorry. Crenshaw bring his finance out there. And he's like, he's not trying to hear none of what Issa talking about or her dry ass brownies. And he's like, what you want, Issa? Issa said, well, we have some miscommunications. And Shaw said, miscommunications? Tell me what I do. Issa says to him, look, I know I could have handled that way better. And I would love to just put it behind us because I would love to work with you again. And Crenshaw again is not trying to hear it. He said, stop. Look, let me tell you things from my perspective. You were more concerned about your bag than my art. He said, yeah, I popped off some shit on the gram and everything. But then instead of apologizing, you just slided my DMs with some more bullshit. He tells her, you can't be mad at me for still being mad. That's not how this works. Crenshaw is saying, look, this happened all those weeks ago, and you still this is your first time reaching out to me after all that time. You must need something. Issa tells him, like, look, Crenshaw, you are dragging my company through the dirt, impacting on how I can serve my community. And so Crenshaw was like, we don't want that type of help. Issa still don't get it. She's like, yo, what is your plex? You came to me talking about you just need that one opportunity. And I told you that I just can't keep driving this Lyft and trying to get my business off the ground. Now you're trying to play me like I'm trying to sabotage you. And all I'm doing is trying to help us both. And Crenshaw was like, yeah, I remember. Do you remember that we vibed at that place? About the culture, how we wanted to shift communities. That shit was inspiring and felt like we was in the trenches together. And he tells her, but that shit that you pulled with MBW, you didn't have my back at all, and that was fucked up. But you made those choices, so own them. In my first review, I think it was episode 1, I was saying that Crenshaw probably did feel like that Issa wasn't standing up to Black life opportunities and culture connections, which she said her brand was about. Because soon as she got the sponsorship and she nailed the deal and everything, she wanted Crenshaw to dumb down all his energy and all his creativity just to please these people that they not even from the culture and they don't understand it. So in that perspective, I understand. But also, Crenshaw, this is an opportunity for the both of y'all. Issa doesn't have that pull to wish, though she could be like, oh, you don't want to fuck with him, then you don't fuck with us both. Like what any good would that would do for both of y'all? What other sponsors did you have in line? You didn't have anybody else in line. He's talking about, well, the silver lining in that was it inspired him to open up a new line called Integrity. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, just like he think Issa could have fought harder for him and had his back a little bit more, he could have said he's not going to do the show at all. If y'all don't want all, y'all don't want none, and because of my integrity, I'm not going to do it. But you seen your ass did it because that was a good sponsorship to have under your belt. Okay, next we got a day in the life of Nathan, and he's at work down at the barbershop, and he is working with a disgruntled employee. This employee thinks he's a star barber because he do all the stars' haircuts and bring in all the celebrity clients. So he think he can just eat up people's food, come in when he want to, call people bald head bitches. Just a mess, okay? He has clients waiting there. One client was like, look, he gonna have to come on. I done been here so long, my girl gonna think I'm cheating, okay? You know the rule in barbershop, beauty salon, do not touch anyone else's clients. So Nathan is like, because the pressure is on them, they are ready to go. Nathan said, fuck it, okay, I'll take the heat. Well, later that day, Suge finally decided to bring his ass to work, and they're collecting the booth rent at this time. So they asked him, do you have your booth rent? And he said, no, Nathan got mine. Nathan said, what the fuck? What you talking about? He said, you got it, Nathaniel. You want to be helping niggas out. You know the rules. Don't touch another barber's clients. And so everybody's like, okay, Suge, like you late all the time. And then another person said, you don't never sweep up your station. I just had to do that for you. Someone said, and you be eating my lunches. You know I be trying to prep my meals. Suge said, y'all better get out my face. What the fuck is this, a coup? I wasn't hearing none of this shit until he got here talking about Nathan. It's my shit. I'm the one bringing in the celebrity clients, and this is the thanks I get. I was going to bring in Wu-Tang next week, but fuck it. Nobody going to eat. I'm going to just eat by myself. And Nathan was like, well, good then. Shut your whining ass up. This trying to stay cool about it. Suge said, what? Say that shit again and see what the fuck happened. Y'all really listen to this crazy motherfucker? Look, don't worry about me. Worry about your own bipolar crazy ass. And Nathan did absolutely nothing. Okay, back at the Haywood retreat, Molly and Torian is doing a presentation. Molly phone keeps going off, so she cannot focus, and Torian had to step in and help her out finish with the presentation. After the presentation, they both are sitting down for drinks, and Torian like, oh, my back, and Molly said, well, what's wrong? And he's like, my back hurt from carrying that presentation all by myself. He asks Molly, what's going on with you? I'm not used to outshining you that hard. Molly tells him about her mother and how she had a stroke. Asks Molly, you had this going on the entire time? And Molly is like, yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. And he said, no, I get it. And he tells her that last year he had a brother that was going through cancer treatments. He goes on to tell Molly, look, work can't matter more than real life. They are a team, and if she need anything, that she make sure that she come and let him know. Oh, that was so sweet. Molly thanks him, and she said, you know what? It actually feels good to talk about this. And he was like, yeah. He was like, girl, I didn't even know you had a family. She said, so what did you think I have? He said, a cat. He thought Molly was a cat lady. I wouldn't say Molly is one of those that just have a cat. Oh God, she wasn't that uptight, y'all. But I could see him being like, this bitch don't got no kids. She just bougie as shit. But she was like, no, I actually have a dog, Flavor Flav, like the rapper. He was like, oh, I know. I like Torian. Like, this is so typical. Like, I would think that Torian wouldn't know who Flavor Flav was, but he like, oh, I know who that is. Like, I'm no square. Issa runs into Condolence again at the food truck, and we know this is a dream, but Condolence wants to thank Issa for giving up on Lawrence. He's a $1 billion man now, family man. Tells Issa that his peen grew 2 inches longer, so he can hit it a little deeper. Before Condolence leaves, she tells Issa one more thing, and she knocked the shit out of Issa into some trash. And she tells her, own your choices. This is the second time we hear this in this episode, right? So Issa does has to own her choices. Her and Lawrence, she chose not to be with Lawrence because of the baby. And so even if Lawrence is this type of guy, the best thing that she known, she let the baby come in between that, and she has to own that. Torian is knocking on Molly's door to pass her a swag bag from the retreat. When Molly opens the door, she gives him the biggest hug, and Torian says, is everything okay? Molly said, my mom just woke up, and Torian was really happy for Molly. Oh shit, Molly realized that Torian is her co-worker, and Torian will be the right guy for Molly. He's everything that she wants, and I like how grounded he is when he comes to Molly. Molly is beautiful and smart, and Torian attitude seems like, okay, and what else, Molly? And Molly needs someone that will be firm with her, and I feel like Torian will be that one. Okay, y'all, crash and burn. Issa and Nathan are having dinner, and Nathan asks Issa, are you good? And Issa said, yeah, nothing but work drama. How about you? And Nathan said, I might be done with that barbershop. Too much drama. I can't trust no one. I just don't know if LA is the right fit. So Issa loses it. Issa said, I see what this is. I tell you that I love you. Never even acknowledge it. You sitting up here talking about you might be leaving LA and I'm not supposed to have a reaction to it. It feels like I made a choice to commit to this and you haven't. Nathaniel tells her, you're the inconsistent one. 1 minute you're crying in my mouth, and you telling me you want me the next minute. Then you talking about take things slow. Now you saying you love me. You're all over the place. Issa tells Nathan, you know what? Let's just drop it. She get it from my mama. I've been telling y'all, Issa is so flip-floppy, flaky, inconsistent, all of the things. And that mixed with Issa suppressing her feelings is a recipe for the disaster in both her personal relationships and professional relationships. Issa is struggling in both departments with the choices she made. She chose to take the side of nothing but water and make Crenshaw an afterthought. Now she has to deal with the narrative that she didn't have someone from the community of which she wanted to serve back. And in her romantic relationship, he told Lawrence to go on up the road with his baby. Then she backpedals and pussy pop her way back into Nathaniel's life. Issa, girl, you made those choices. Now you have to deal with them. And that's where the story ends for this episode. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.